Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to break down one of the most important fundamentals in Terraform, the setting block, provider block and resource block in a clean and professional way. Okay, so we already seen the previous one. Okay, so if you have not gone through that, so please watch my previous one so that you can able to understand this part. Okay, I have gone so many things before. Okay, so guys, now I stopped here on previous day, and here I gave you so many things here. Okay, and if you are learning Terraform or preparing for DevOps interviews, this session will be a super valuable. Okay, so let's jump right in this. So block one. If you see here, the block one. Okay, you can look here, you can look here also. Actually this I copied from the VS Code and this copied from that chat GPT and all. Okay, so these are the things here. So let's see one by one. The first block is the heart of your Terraform configuration. Okay, this first block is your heart of your Terraform configurations. This is where you tell Terraform that what version is to use. Okay, and which provider your project needs, and where to store the Terraform state files. Okay, so in required version, I have mentioned that greater equal to 1.0.0. Okay, so this ensure that anyone running this configuration must use Terraform version 1.0 or above. Okay, and it keeps your project stable and prevents version mismatch error. Okay, so while you are running Terraform and all, so you have to give this command here. Okay, and the second one, the required provider. If you can see here, this one required provider from here to here, this is also a block. Okay, and this tells Terraform that hey Terraform, we are going to work with Microsoft Azure. Please download the Azure RM provider from HashiCorp and make sure it's version 2.0 or above. This is how we integrate Azure into Terraform. The third one, the backend one, backend Azure RM and all. I have not mentioned here, so I'll copy the code from Terraform registry so that you can understand it very well. I'll Google it here from here only. Terraform backend block. So uh, shall I open my that the code so that you can understand it from here also, the backend block and all. Code space dot. I already showed you how to open the VS Code shortcut one. Yeah, here. Let again I copy the full code to this draw.io. Okay, yeah, here. So this is the backend block, and it should come inside that Terraform block. Okay, okay. So this is the backend block here. You can see, and This is one of the most important part, the backend one. Okay, I can say here. And by default, Terraform store the state on your local machine. Okay, and but that's not secure and not good for teams. Okay, so here we configure Azure storage account as the backend, so our state file will be stored in the cloud safely, securely, and accessible for team collaboration. Okay, so I have mentioned that resource group name here. You can see resource group name here, storage account name, the Azure storage account used to store the state, container name. A blob container is inside that storage account. Okay, and key, the file name in which Terraform will save the state. I'll show you one by one for this. And this is, that enterprise level best practice, I can say, the backend Azure RM and all. Now come to that, the provider block. Okay, the provider Azure RM features one, this one. So this block is basically saying we are working with Azure and initialize the Azure RM provider with default feature settings. Without this block, Terraform has no idea which cloud to talk. Okay, so these are the things. And now the last one. If I'll come here, the resource block. Okay, if I'll come here and let's explain this, the resource block one. Okay, from here to here, this is a resource block. Okay, this lines creates an Azure resource group named as, example one. Okay, and the resource name is example here, and the location is dynamic, and we are taking it from a variable called Azure underscore region, and which makes our code reusable across environments. And this is the core power of Terraform, like write once and reuse everywhere. Okay, so let I'll show you one by one that how this works. Okay, again in Terraform. So I'll open my that where we have started one, yeah, live session here, and code space dot. Okay, let I'll show you the first. You have already known by this code and all. Okay, so let's come to the Azure one. Okay, through UI we can see. Yeah, this is the interface you will get. Okay, so I will create for you guys that every resources for you, so that you can understand this. You can feel this UI user interface of Azure portal. Okay, so first of all, I already explained you that the resource group. Okay, and that is our logical container where our all the resources is going to kept. Okay, now let's start with the resource group creation. Yeah. First of all, you search here as a resource group. Okay. Yeah, as I already told you about that Terraform registry. Okay. So let's come again Terraform registry here. Back to back, you will learn this. Okay, Terraform registry for resource group. So I already explained you this resource group name is unchangeable, and it is given by the Hasicop only Terraform one. Okay, and this is the example code I already copied in my VS Code, and here I already explained you that inside this block, okay, inside this block everything is our argument. Okay, and inside that argument what we can give, there is a clear mention in documentation website of Terraform registry. Okay, so in this resource group, we can mention as an argument as location, that is required, name, that is also required, managed by, that is optional, tags, that is also optional. Okay, so these are the arguments. So if I'll go in UI user interface method, we can see that we also have a stick mark there. What is required? Okay, yeah. You will see this kind of interface for every resources what you are going to create here, and here always you get a create button, manage you and all everything. I'll show you one by one the every resources today. So let's create the resource group first. So I press that create one. Now I'll give my resource group name. Today's date is 24, so I'll go on that 24 112025. Okay, and the this is the region. I already explained you that this region is varied according to your uses and the organization uses. Okay, so if you'll see any location you can go for. Okay, Canada Central, it's already there, so I can just change to East Asia or any other place. Okay, like East US. Okay, now you can see the resource group name and region. These are the required one. So here in UI also this is the required, and this having the stick mark here, and we already provided the value. And now I can go for the tax one, and we already seen that is not required and it is optional. Okay, so let's again click on next, and we can click on create, so that our resource group will get created. Okay, so once it is there, I can put refresh, and resource group created, but I am not seeing where it is. Okay, now we can see our 24112025 is our resource group. Now inside this resource group we can create our resources. Okay, whatever we want to create, we can create inside the resources by clicking here. Okay, these are the marketplace, and you can search over your resources, but very easy, you can search here. Okay, like if I want to create, I already told you that we need backend block so that we can keep our state file in remote or in cloud. Okay, so I'll search for storage account. Yeah, here, and we have option again the same, create, restore, manage. Okay, you will get same kind of interface on every resource, for every resource. Okay, now I'll put create. Now you can see here that some forms has come in front of you, and you can select. Now I have only that subscription only, so let it be there. Now come to this Azure one, resource group. So I want my resource group, storage account in which resource group, so I have to choose here. If you have created the earlier one, you can choose it. Okay, I have this much resource group listed here, and if you don't have any uh, exist existed resource group, so you can go for that create new one. Okay, by create, if you click on that create new, from here you can also create the new resource group. Okay, so just I chosen the previous one, the exist one. Okay, now I'll give my the name, and this storage account name should be unique. Okay, so I'll give here today's day, and that is Sunday, and I'll put the date 24/11/2025. Okay, now location is okay, now everything is okay. Okay, you can choose according to the usage and all. Okay, I want LRS only. I'll explain you later. Okay, what is this LRS and what is this GRS, ZRS, GZRS and all. Okay, just I want to show you that how can create a storage account within a minute. Okay, I'll explain you everything. What are all these here? Networking, data protection, encryption, tags. Okay, like that. Now I'll click on review plus create, and now create. Okay, so what will happen now? My storage account will get created here. Yeah, you can see in notification bar that your storage account is going to create. Yeah, actually this is a live session, and this will take some time. Okay, so be patient, guys. Now, while it is creating, I'll go on the next one. Okay, if I'll search here the virtual network. Okay, we can search here virtual network, and we can create virtual network. Okay, again some kind of form in front of us, and we can give the name. I'll give that today's date only, 24/11/2025. Okay, review plus create. Now create. Okay, now again I'll search, I'll go for that NIC. NIC means network interface card. Network interface card. NIC you can create here. You have to choose resource group, then again name. Okay, these are the resources I am creating here. Okay, for you, so that you can take a real feel of that resources. Okay, now I'll go for NSG, network security group. Again I have to choose the resource group. Again I have to give the name of network security group, and I'll put here again Sunday 24/11/2025, and review plus create, and create. Okay, this is the way you can create every each and every resources what the Azure cloud is providing you. Okay, now let's see the resource group here. Again we will search the resource group. Yeah, here, and I already have my resource group as a 24112025, and every resources is going to kept here only. Okay, now we can see that you can see that all the resources, okay, under your this resource group only. If you want to create your AKS, virtual machine, web app services, okay, anything you can create under this resource group. Okay, and once if you have deleted this resource group, your entire resources will get deleted at once. Okay, so I'll show you that if you want to delete it, just you have to put delete here. Okay, and okay, I'll show you first that subnet. Inside that vnet, you have to you can see the subnet here. Okay, let's real feel of that every resources. Okay, first let's see the vnet. Mhm. Here we have option subnet, and in the subnet we can see that snet and is us dash one. The subnet has created for us. If you want to create the next subnet, you can create it by clicking here. Okay, and this name will get as a default one, like this. If you want to create the third subnet and all, so you can go for it. You can change the name also, like if you want to create if you are going to create it for the front end, so you can go for it, that front end. Okay, like that you can create the subnet here. Now let's see the another resources here. Now I'll click on that storage account. Okay, here. Yeah, here we have that storage account, and I already told you that how to configure the backend and all. So we have option here in data storage, like container, files here, queues, tables. Okay, so in container only you have to click, and here you need to click on add container. Okay, I'll show you that without that backend block, where our state file uh, are there, and with storage account, where our storage that state file will going to have. Now if you will give some name here, you can give it like Terraform. I am giving this as a name as container one. Okay, now you can see that Terraform container has created. Okay, now you have option here to keep anything, like if I'll click on upload, and if I'll browse here anything. Okay, so I can keep here like this, any file you can keep. Okay, like this. If you want to delete, you can delete it by clicking on it here. Okay, now these are the things. Now come to the VS Code. Okay, and let's see. You already seen that how the resource group is creating here. Okay, now I'll show you that if you want to create the next resource group, so you have to copy this code. I'll change here. I am going to rewrite this block. I'm going to explain you in detail about this block. Okay. Yeah. Here. This. If I'll yeah, this resource. This resource means that, it tells that Terraform that we are creating something. We are going to create something in Azure. Okay. And this this name, Azure RM resource group. Okay. This is the type of resource. Okay. Like which type of resource we are going to create in Azure. Okay. And this example, this is the local name inside Terraform. Okay. This is the local name, means I can say that this is the block name. This is the full block, and the block name is example. Okay. I'll put something different so that you can understand it. Block name. Okay. This is the block name. Creating something in Azure. Okay. This resource tell us that creating something in Azure. Okay. And this is the type of, and this is the type of resource. Type of resource. Okay. And that is Azure resource group. Okay. Type of resource, and that is Azure resource group. And if I'll say this, and this is the block name. Block name, or the local name inside Terraform. Okay. And this is the actual name of resource group. This is the actual name of resource group. Okay. So this is the name you can see in your Azure cloud. okay, while you are creating any resources. And this is the West Europe, and this is the the Azure region where the resource group will be created. Like we have so many options, I already showed you, and all resources inside this resource group must reside in the same or compatible region. Okay, okay. So like this. Now I already explained you this. Now come to the VS Code so that we can understand it here. Okay, I'll change some name here. I'm going to put name as block 1. Okay, I'll put name as any name we can give, like green. I'm giving as green. Okay, green underscore RG, and location is the here. Now I'll create the second resource group together, and we can give as red. Okay, red, and location we can change as here East US. Okay, and again I'll create the third one, that is blue. Okay, blue underscore RG. Now we can give the region as a central India. Okay, I already explained you about that the you know the workflow, Terraform workflow and all. So again, once we can see here, so that quick revision we can get. Yeah, here Terraform init, Terraform validate, Terraform plan, Terraform apply, Terraform destroy. Okay, this is the workflow of the Terraform, and you can go in detail. Okay, so let's come here as if you know. I'll delete this so that you can see again that what's happening here. Okay, this is your single file here, nothing inside this folder. Okay, only main.tf you have. Okay, this is the tf file extension you have. Now you have to do the Terraform init. Terraform init. Okay, so we can see some error has came in front of me. I'll make you little bigger. Yeah, yeah. So you can see that you have to understand the error. The most important part is the error, and you have to look into that. So duplicate resource Azure RM underscore group configurations on main.tf line 20. Okay, this is referring for the line number 20 here. Azure the full explanation is here, like Azure RM resource group resource name block 1 was already declared at, like here. So actually you can't give the same name. Okay, the block name, each one. Okay, so I'll change here as this is red block. I'll write here red RG. Okay, this is the red RG block, and this will the blue. blue resource group block. I'll write here block. Okay, so this is the thing here. Now I'll put Terraform init again. Okay, Terraform init, and now you can see initializing the backend, initializing provider plugins. Okay, now Terraform has successfully initialized, and you can see that .terraform directory has been created, as well as the terraform.log.html. Okay, so you can see the uses of this. Terraform has created log file .terraform.log.html to record the provider selected it made above, like that. Actually, in interviews, every question is important, and this is the basic one. Okay, so once you are going into that, you have to know in detail that what happens when you go when you giving command as terraform init. Okay, so now I'll do terraform. I'll put terraform fmt. Okay, I'll put terraform validate. Okay, the configuration is valid. Now I'll put terraform plan, and now you can see terraform.tf state. This is my local machine, and my state file is going to reside here. Why? Because we don't have any backend block here. Okay, inside this terraform, once we will create our backend. Okay, backend configuration and all, so our terraform state file will going to be there in that storage account. Okay, now you can see the plan. Okay, plan already I showed you that this is the preview one only, and from this you can see that what are the resources is going to create, like this. And you can see, like, terraform will perform the following actions, like this will created this resource one, and you can see id it will know by only after apply. Okay, once we applied that terraform apply, then we can id will get generated. Okay, now again we have the second resource group, like blue rg, and that is central india location, and this id also get after apply one only, like this. We have plan, like 3 to add, 0 to change, and 0 to destroy. Okay, so this is the thing here. And now I'll put terraform apply. Once I'll put terraform apply in console, it will ask me for confirmation and all, so I have to put yes. Okay, and you can see again the plan is going to 3 to add and all. Okay, and I'll change here as yes. Okay, so this will create our resource group, the three resource group. Okay, yeah, we can see that our let's go to my Azure account here, and we can see, yeah, you can see blue rg, green rg, okay, red rg, 3 rg is created according to my configuration file. Let's run the delete command. Okay, so for that, terraform destroy. Okay, if you don't want to get that in console for confirmation and all, so you can put as auto approve. Okay, so once you will give this command after destroy or apply, it won't ask you again in console only. Okay, like I'll put enter, and it won't ask this value, enter a value like this. Yeah, it is going to destroy my all the resources which is created by only this configuration file, not okay. And you can see here as a 0 to add, 0 to change, and 3 to destroy. Okay, this command will lead us to destroy the resource group what I have created right now. Now while it is going to destroy, I'll show you the another command. Hmm, I'll show you the Terraform registry for you know virtual machine, VNet, virtual network. Let I'll show the storage account first. Storage account Terraform Azure. Okay, and you can see that we got a simple command here as an example. We can see okay, and every resources with every resources you will get a resource group command together. Okay, why? Because I already explained you that every resources is going to create under that resource group only. Okay, so let's I'll copy the full code here. Okay, now you can see three resource group is destroyed. Now I'll show you here. Now I'll put refresh. Now you can see the all resource group has gone now. Okay, yeah, let's come to that our configuration file here. Now I'll put my resource. I'm going to delete the previous code. Now I'll put here as a Rome as my block name. You can give any name in block, but you know this is used by only the local one. Okay, wow, means when Terraform is going to call this block, so this block is called as a Rome one right now. Rome RG. I'll write here Rome RG. Okay, and if I'll say here the name, okay, the name what I can write here as Rome resource group. Okay, and the location is West Europe. Now I'll put here Rome STG. STG. Rome storage. I'll put here as a account. Okay, Rome storage account. Name, it should be unique only. So I'll give the Rome and today's date, and that is 24/11/2025. Why I'm giving the name? So that it should be on unique only. Okay, if you will give Rome now, you can see you will get a error. I'll show you the error. Okay, now this is the important thing here, these two line. Okay, now what is this 22 and 23? Okay, let's see the Terraform registry. Yeah, while you see the argument reference here, and the following argument are supported as this is the storage account argument. Okay, so name is required. Okay, resource group is required, location it is required, account kind it is optional, account tier it is required, account replication type it is required. Okay, so what are the things are required? Account application type, account tier, and location, resource group name, and this name, and all are optional. Okay, you can see there are so many arguments which is optional. We will see it later. Okay, now come to the VS Code. Yeah, name is required, resource group name is required, location is required, account tier is required, and account replication type is required. Okay, tax is not required, so I'll delete the tax. Yeah, now the name is room, and what is this? I'll show you. Okay, if we'll put here as a name, I'll show you. If error will come means you are learning more, I can say. Error teaches you so many things. Yeah, here. So if I'll go for Terraform plan, okay, no need to do Terraform init again and again. Once the plugins get downloaded, you are not supposed to do the code again, that Terraform init. Okay, just go for Terraform validate or the plan and all. Okay, so now you can see the plan one. Okay, while I wrote this plan command, and we can see that Terraform will perform the actions like it is going to create the resource group here, and as well as the storage account. Okay, look, whatever the things we given that is optional required, it is taken, but the values which are not given by us, by me, I can say, and it is you know auto given, and some values are, it is known after the apply. Okay, known after the apply. So these are the whole value. We have lots of values we already seen in the UI one. Okay, we have lots of values there to put. Now we can see that plan. Two to add means one resource group is going to add and one storage account is going to add. But let's try the Terraform apply. I already told you, if you will write auto approve, it won't ask you in console to put yes. Okay, auto approve. Now again we can see 2 to add, 0 to change, and 0 to destroy. Okay, and this is okay, it is yeah, you got the error. Okay, and this is the common error 404 not found. Okay, I'll explain you that what is happening here. Okay, yeah, I'll copy the code. what happening here when we have given a command as terraform apply. Okay. Okay, what terraform is doing, terraform trying to create these resources in parallel. Parallel. Okay, what does this mean? Like, hmm, like it is, yeah, it is going to create the storage account and resource group together, means parallelly. Once I given the command, okay, once I gave the command as terraform apply, okay, that time terraform trying to create the resource in parallel, like it is started creating that resource group with also trying to create the storage account. But when it is creating that resource group, that time terraform got the result in a success. Okay, like the resource group is created. But at that time, while it is creating storage account, that time what happening, that resource group is still creating, and it, you know, it having some dependency, like the storage account was not able to find this resource group while it is creating. Why? Because this is running in parallel. Okay, this is running in parallel, this is also creating, this is also creating, while resource group does not having any dependency. Okay, so it is created, but the storage account, not storage account, every resources except that resource group and all. Okay, so it is not having any dependency there. Okay, so it is not created. Once the resource group will create, then only your storage account will start creating. So we have, you know, dependency on resource group. So there are two types of dependency here. Okay, let I'll tell you that dependency here. Yeah, the first one is implicit dependency. Implicit dependency. And the second one is explicit dependency. Explicit dependency. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so now if I come here, like we can see, let's see that resource group is created or not. Yeah, Rome resource group is created, but inside that no storage account is there. Let change this code. Okay, like I'm going to create resource storage account. Okay, and having some dependency on this resource group. Okay, so what is this implicit dependency? Implicit dependency means the resource group and storage account having the code in same file. Like main.tf, we have a file. Okay, so we have two configuration file like resource group in which it is dependent and there is storage account. Okay, both should be same file only, so we can put dependency as implicit dependency here. Okay. Okay, same file. And okay, first let, but I need to change here. Okay, let I'll show you. And while we are having that implicit dependency, what we need to do, we need to give as, that type of resource in which it is dependent, and it is dependent on this resource group. So how Terraform know this resource group? As Azure RM resource underscore group. So I have to write this. Okay, and after that you have to put a dot, then you have to give the name of block. Okay, and that is name of block is roam underscore rg. Okay, and you have to give the name. Okay, name, you have to give this name, so you have to put dot name here. In the same way, you have to give the location. It's Azure RM underscore resource underscore group underscore, yeah, dot roam and dot location. So this is the implicit dependency. Let I'll copy here. Yeah, this is the implicit dependency. Okay, now I'll delete that resource group manually from here. Delete rg. Let I'll put refresh, so that once it is not reflecting here, so we can go for Terraform plan. Okay, now we can see our resource group is gone. Now let's come here. Yeah, now I'll put plan Terraform validate Terraform plan. Be in habit of putting Terraform validate Terraform fmt. Okay, like this. Yeah, now we can see that plan has come in front of us. 2 to add and 0 to change, 0 to destroy. Now I'll put, now that is shortcut. Okay, if you have given the previous command, now you can press the up arrow. Okay, so it will show you the history of your command. Okay, now I already used this Terraform apply auto proof, so without typing I can enter this code. Okay. So what is this tag for? The auto approve. Okay, auto approve one. Okay, you can see that Terraform state file is it is saying to us that has been deleted like that. So again it will create for us like that to add. While it is creating, so I'll create the another main.tf. I'll put as a explicit dependency dot tf. Yeah, now you can see the conflict. I already told you that you need to give a unique name, okay, for the storage account name. So Rome is already taken by someone, so it will not create your storage account. So you got an error, that is 409. Okay. So while you have any conflict on name and all, so you will get as error as 409. Okay, you have seen that 403 error previous one. Now you have seen that 409 error. Okay, so now you have to change the name here as 24112025. Okay, this is the today's date I am putting here, so that no conflict will come. Yeah, now again I'll delete the resource group from here because it is created, I think. It is not created. Okay, I'll put the another storage account. Now I'll show you one more thing here. Like, okay, uh, it is not showing here the storage account. Okay, resource group. So let's run this. Okay, let do one storage account only. Okay, and you put this co-pilot off. Okay, while actually now you know that while you are going through this learning period, you will no need to use co-pilot and all. Okay, so try to off this. Okay, so that you can no, you cannot able to see the options here. Okay, like that. Okay, now this is now we I can't get any message here. Okay, yeah, now you can see. Yeah, now Terraform apply auto approve. Okay, directly I am going for it. Okay, Yeah, it is showing one to add. Why? Because the resource group is already created, but it was not showing here. Yeah, now we can see. Yeah, let while it is creating, let's put the code here for explicit dependency. Okay, here what you need to do, you have to give the exact name. Okay, it will create. It will create your resource group. Yeah, here you have to give the exact name. Okay, here you have to give the exact name of your resource group. Yeah, one resource is added. Now let's see here. I'll put refresh. Yeah, now we can see our resource group. Oh, sorry, storage account is here. Again, I'll show you. I have created this ROM resource group. Now I'll click on this and we can see our storage account is created. Okay. Now I'll show you that tomorrow I means tomorrow or whenever I'll get time, I'll show you that how state file will behave. Okay. Before that, the one behavior of state file I'll show you. Okay, today only, so that you can go for a quick revision there. Look here. Yeah. Now I am going to change the name. Resource Rome resource group dash and today is Monday. So I'll put Monday. Okay. Now what it will do? Actually, in state file already we have everything, like we have one resource group and we have one storage account. In state file it is listed here. Okay. Look, we can see. Okay, we have a storage account. Okay, and we have resource group. In state file it is mentioned here. But what will happen if I'll change the name here, like Monday? So what it will do, it will delete, it will delete the resource group storage account. Okay, then again it will create the resource group and then storage account. Okay, why it is happening? Because in state file, the code of truth is where is here, the our configuration file. What we change is, what we will do the changes here, it will understand that only the Terraform TF state. Okay, this is the brain of Terraform. Okay, it will it Terraform TF state file track all the resources every time, tracking all the resources every time. Okay, now I'll show you here, like Terraform plan. Let I'll first comment out this. Okay, if you want to comment out this the full line, okay, what you need to do, you need to put control plus question mark. Okay, control plus question mark. If you'll put, then all the lines will get committed commented. Okay, And again, if you want to do the uncomment, so again you have to put control plus question mark. Okay, question mark is just the right hand side shift. You have the right hand side shift, beside that you have question mark. Now I'll run the command terraform plan. Yeah, this is the one of the most common error. Okay, and that is the spelling mistake. Okay, if you'll do the spelling mistake, then it will show that it is not recognized and all. Okay, so be careful while you writing the spelling of terraform. Yeah, now refreshing state means it is refreshing the state file. Now you can see 2 to add, 0 to change, and 2 to destroy. Means what it is going to do, like I have changed in the name of resource group. So what it is going to delete the resource group, the previous one. Means this resource group and the storage account inside this resource group. It will delete the first two, these two resources, and then again it will create the another resource group that is named as Rome under dash resource dash group dash Monday, which I have mentioned in configuration file, in this configuration file. Okay, I'll run Terraform apply auto approve, and you can see each steps in detail. Okay, again we can see force replacement. Okay, force replaced. Okay, means this resource group will get replaced by this one. Now it is destroying our resources here. Okay, you can see this uh, destroying. First it will do destroying, still destroying, still destroying. Okay, now destructions completed. In this line you can see the destructions complete after 23 seconds. Now again it is going to create, okay, the resource group and name on that Monday one. Okay, now creation complete. Now it, yeah, it is proceeding for the storage account creation. You can see still creating. Okay, so now you have seen that implicit dependency here. Okay, implicit dependency means we can have our the resources in the same configuration file, so that we can put implicit dependency. And if we have configuration file in different folder, then we can put the explicit dependency. Okay, so I'll create another resource group here. It will create, okay, that to one create. I am proceeding for the next one. Okay, that the explicit dependency. Okay, it will create. I'll show you once it is created. Yeah, it is created. I'll show you. Ha, 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 ha. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Yeah, yeah, here. we can see Rome dash resource dash group dash Monday. Okay, so we have this. So now if I'll click on this resource group, we can see that our storage account is Rome 24112025. Okay, now come to the configuration file, and that is explicit dependency. Now we Monday. So I'll put here as Tuesday. Okay, and I'll give this name to this explicit dependency. First I'll do one comment here. I'll one comment here, and I will put here the resource group name. Okay, in explicit dependency, what is happening here? Implicit dependency, you have understand this file, two resources are in the same tf file, that is in main.tf. But when we are going for explicit dependency, then we should have our resources in different file. Okay, so you have to give the exact name of that resource group, that like I want to put dependency of my storage account, this storage account on this resource group, which is in different file. This is in main.tf and this is in explicit underscore dependency.tf. Okay, so you have to write here depends on. Okay, what you have to write? Depends on. And you have to give the name with resource type with name of that block. Which block is named here as rom rg. I'll put here as rom rg. Actually two blocks should never have a same name. Okay, so I have to change the name as rom rg1. So it is dependent on this block. Okay, so I have to give the name, this name. So I'll put here georrm underscore resource underscore group dot rom underscore rg underscore 1. Okay, now this is the explicit dependency I have showed you. Okay, now I'll put the Terraform plan here. Yeah, now we can see that again we got an error, and this is the error that this rom stg account block is already mentioned here, so we need to change the block name also here. Okay, like I'll put one. Now my code will run in right way. Okay, yeah, to add means which is two resources is going to add here. The first one, this storage account, and this resource group. Okay, now I'll run Terraform apply one auto approve. Now you can see that Azure RM underscore resource underscore group it is creating, and in we have two in plan, and now it is resource group is creating as rom underscore rg underscore 1. Okay, in same file like main.tf, that is the implicit dependency. Okay, and if we have again we got the error as the conflict one 409. So I have to change the name here. I will put with Monday. Now it will get created. So we have resource group here, in different file, and we have our storage account in different file. So that is the explicit dependency. Okay, now I'll show you the Terraform code, Terraform registry, the virtual network, subnet, and all. Okay, I'll show you the Terraform registry as virtual network Terraform Azure. Okay, if you understand the basic concept, now you can do lot of coding and all. Okay, now we can see the NSG we have, virtual network we have. Okay, first I'll show you the virtual network. Okay, this is the code. I don't want this subnet right now. Okay, I want this one. I'll show you that argument and all, what is the necessary here. So name is required, resource group name is required, location is required, and address space is optional, and all everything is optional. So I'll put here, I don't want this DNS server and all right now. Okay, now we have this. Now I'll change this example name as vnet underscore block underscore name. Okay, vnet block name. I'll put here as a roam vnet, roam underscore vnet, roam underscore vnet. Now I want to put the implicit dependency, so I have to give the name of the resource group, type of resource group, so already written. Now I want to put the dependency on which resource group. I have two resource group, and that is this name and this name. So I want to put the dependency on this roam underscore rg. So I have to write here as a roam underscore rg. Okay, now I have to put it is for location, so location I have to write. If it is for name, so I'll write for name, so I'll write here roam underscore rg. Okay, so now we have the vnet. This is the implicit dependency. Now I have put the explicit dependency, so I'll copy this and I'll put here, and I'll write here, and I'll copy this resource group here, and oh sorry, location, I have to put the name here, and the location is here. Okay, and we have to write as depends on. You can write anywhere, at last also you can write depends on. Okay, anywhere you can write, not an issue, but it should be inside this block only. Now this resource is mentioned in which block? Roam underscore rg underscore 1. So this is the thing. Now you can see that 2 is added, the previous one, the storage account one. Now I'll show you the Monday. Okay, I'll refresh it here. Tuesday, it is in Tuesday. Now we can see the storage account is here. Okay, this is created from the explicit dependency, and this is created from the implicit dependency. And we can see again, I'll write, let it clear. Now I'll write Terraform apply auto approve. I'll put directly auto approve. Let apply it. Okay, let plan it. Yeah, virtual network. I have the same block name here, so I need to change the block name. I'll put here as underscore 1. Okay, this is the duplicity of the block name. Now if I want subnet, so we can go for subnet. If you want an SG, you can go for an SG. If you want an IC, you can go for an IC also. Okay, whatever the resources you want, you can refer Terraform registry, and you can take the code from there, and you can put, and you can do the practice as well as the implicit with explicit. Okay, so now Terraform plan we have run successfully. Now I'll go for Terraform apply auto approve. While it is creating, I'll show you the Terraform registry for you can see, you can also visit from here also. Okay, resources, we have application gateway, we have security group, we have Bastion host, we have custom IP prefix. Okay, we have lots of resources here. You can go according to that. You can see, you can see network security group here, argument of that network security group. Okay, public IP, you can see the code for public IP. Whatever the code you can get from here also. Okay, as example, everything, vnet peering, virtual network gateway connections, virtual network gateway, virtual network. Okay, every code you can get it. subnet. Okay, let here the subnet. This is the subnet. Okay. Yeah, virtual network is created. Let I'll show you. And I think we have yeah. Let I'll show you here in Monday. Yeah, we have VNet, Chrome VNet, and in Tuesday we have also the Rome VNet. Okay, so this is the thing you can create one by one the every resources with the help of Terraform as well as the with the help of UI method. But in industry you can't get access of that UI one, so you have to do practice with Terraform only. So just I showed you the UI so that you can understand it very in easy manner. Okay, so that's all for the day. Thank you guys. Let's see you tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay, thank you.